Hi, and welcome to Watch It Played. My name is Rodney Smith, and in this video, we're going to learn the 2 to 6 player game, Frenzy Falls, designed by Joseph Z. Chen and Randy Flynn, and published by The Op, who helped sponsor this video. I want you to imagine the calm of a pleasant pool of water you're casually floating in. That then leads to a waterfall. Not so calm now, a sudden frenzy, you might say, which is what you'll find here. So join me at the table, and let's learn how to play. To set up, shuffle the scorecards, which have this back, and then deal a number of them face down onto the table based on your number of players, as seen in the rulebook and on screen. In this video, we'll assume we have 3 players, so we deal 12 cards. The rest we return unseen back to the box. From your score deck, deal a number of them face up equal to your number of players, arranged in a vertical column so it looks something like this. If you have a 2-player game, there's a slight change. Instead of dealing as many scorecards as the number of players, you also deal exactly 3 into a column. Now find these 6 15-card waterfall decks, separating them by their matching colored backs. The cards within each deck are the exact same, only their colors are unique. So have each player collect one of these and return the rest back to the box. Every player now shuffles their own deck, dealing themselves an opening hand of 5 cards, putting the rest of their deck face down in front of themselves, and giving the last player to go swimming this first player card. Or you can just pick someone randomly. And that's the setup. In Frenzy Falls, you and the other players will be adding waterfall cards to various pools. When a pool fills up, the player with the most influence in that pool earns the scorecard there. But a pool can overflow, causing waterfalls to spill into and affect other pools and the scoring that will happen there. At the end of the game, the player who has earned the most points from the scorecards they've collected will win. The game is played over a series of rounds, and each has 2 phases, starting with playing cards. Here, beginning with the first player and going clockwise around and around the table, each person plays 1 waterfall card from their hand face down to any pool. Every pool is made up of a scorecard and any cards played to the right of it. So in this 3-player game, we have 3 separate pools. As the first player, I might choose to play this waterfall card from my hand to this pool. And remember, it is played face down. And when adding a waterfall, it goes to the right of any other cards already there. So let's say the next player chooses to add a card to this pool as well. They would put it here. And there's no limit to how many cards can be in each pool. After playing a card, you do not draw a replacement from your deck. Instead, players keep taking turns around and around the table until everyone has played a total of 2 cards each. If you have a 2-player game, though, instead keep taking turns until everyone has played 3 cards. Once the required cards have been played, you then move on to the reveal cards phase. Let's assume our pools looked like this. We now begin at the topmost pool and reveal 1 card at a time, going from left to right. Most will just show a value from 0 to 5, but some will have an action indicated across their top. When an action is revealed, the player whose color it is must immediately resolve the related action. If that action is called Proxy, remove it from the pool and add it to a personal discard pile. Then replace the removed card with a new one from your hand, maybe like this. If the replacement card has an action, that player must immediately resolve it now, so this gives us a chance to learn the effect of the pull action. With this, you pick any 1 waterfall card in any other pool, whether it's face up or face down, and move it to the end of the pool where the pull action is. So maybe I would choose this one. And if that leaves a gap, just slide any cards to the right over. That said, if you reveal a pull action and there are no cards in any of the other pools, well, in that case, there's nothing to pull and nothing happens. The other type of action you can reveal is known as a bump. To resolve this, you pick a waterfall card to the left or right of the bump and move it to the end of the pool directly below. So the player here might pick this card and move it here. If moving a card creates a gap in the row, just move cards to the left to fill it in. Also keep in mind you cannot bump scorecards, only waterfalls. If there is no waterfall card to the left or right of a bump action, then nothing happens when a bump is revealed. Right now, we're resolving the topmost pool, but as we'll see, the other pools will have cards revealed as well. For now, I just created an example so I could show you that if a bump is revealed on the bottommost pool, any card you bump goes to the end of the topmost pool. Once you've finished revealing all the cards from a pool, you stop and check for what are known as spillovers. A spillover occurs when the values on all the cards within a pool you're resolving equal or exceed 10. And when checking this total, be sure to include the scorecard as well. In this case, the total value is 9, which is less than 10, so no spillover occurs. After any spillovers have been checked for and resolved, you proceed to the next pool and reveal and resolve its cards one at a time from left to right. To help with the example I now want to show, let's pretend we had this arrangement of cards in the second pool. We now have a total value equal to or greater than 10, so a spillover occurs. First, each player totals the number of these influence icons on all their cards in that pool. Here, blue has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and green has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as well, and yellow has just 1. The player with the highest total of influence wins the scorecard from that pool. If there's a tie, like we see between blue and green, the tie is broken by the player who has their card furthest to the left. So blue wins the tie in this case. When you win a scorecard, you collect it and put it into a face-down stack in front of yourself. Then immediately replace the missing scorecard with a new one from the deck that was created during the setup. The player who won the scorecard now moves all of their cards in that pool to their personal discard pile in front of themselves. Then, starting with the player with the leftmost remaining card in that row and going to the right, each person with cards in that row chooses one of theirs in that pool to move to the end of the pool below. So green might choose this one, and then yellow would be forced to choose this one. Any remaining cards in the original pool are now put in each of those players' personal discard piles. Again, once all the cards from a pool have been revealed and any spillover resolved, you proceed to the next pool and reveal cards there from left to right. Any cards already face up in a pool stay face up, and you do not resolve their action effects again. Only when a card is first revealed is its action effect resolved. If a spillover occurs on the bottom row, which would happen in this case because we do have a total value of 10 or more here, then any cards that would normally go to the next pool down go into the top pool instead. And I should mention, when you're finished resolving the bottom row's pool, you're not done yet. You would then go back to the top and go pool by pool again down the rows, resolving each pool that might now have any face-down cards or total values of 10 or more. And you'll keep going down through the pools and then back to the top and down again until there are no more face-down cards in any of the pools and no pools with a total value of 10 or more on their cards. At that point, the round ends. Each player now discards as many cards remaining in their hands as they wish to, and then draws new cards from their deck until they're holding a total of 5. Then you pass the first player card to the next person in clockwise order and have them begin the next round. I should mention, if you would ever need to draw and your deck has run out, at that moment, shuffle your discard pile into a new deck and keep drawing as many cards as you are owed. You'll continue playing rounds until you would need to replace a scorecard in a pool, but there are none left in the deck. At that point, that pool, and any future ones that have spillovers, will not gain a new scorecard. When cards would move to new pools, skip over any that do not have a scorecard. The round where you cannot replace a scorecard will be the final round of the game. You finish it as normal, but then after, it's time for final scoring. Here, each player reveals the scorecards they've collected and adds up the points showing on them within the star icon at the bottom. The player with the most points wins. In the case of a tie, the tied player with the most scorecards wins, and if there's still a tie, the tied players would share the victory. And that's everything you need to know to play Frenzy Falls. If you have any questions about anything you saw here, feel free to put them in the comments below and I'll gladly answer them as soon as I get a chance. You'll also find forums for discussion, pictures, other videos, and lots more over on the games page at Board Game Geek, and I'll put a link to that in the description below. And if you found this video helpful, please consider giving it a like, subscribing, and clicking that little bell icon so you get notification anytime we post a new video. And if you'd like to support me directly, you can join our Patreon team, which I'll have linked below. But until next time, thanks for watching.